on who's going to come to the line once again. It's a 26-minute qualifying session. We're just coming up to 13 minutes and 40 seconds left of the silver split before we get the pro drivers ready and raring to go.
Yeah, so we've just picked up Robertson, who's just coming around the bus stop chicane now in the black, white with green accented McLaren. So he's going to power towards the line, stay as far off the exit curbing as possible. Powers forward towards the source. Choose Alexis to start a lap. Allows drivers to go on. Car 70. It seems to carry on his lap. That would be of Mazar, who likes to take a lot of the exit curb out of the source, going down the old start straight, heading towards the bottom of Eau Rouge.
So just starting to see some of the drivers for the pro tier lining up out the exit of the pit lane, making their way onto the track.
Now, could you imagine the F1 drivers using that pit exit?
Cold tyres, retire the car. Well, Danny, welcome. To say this league here is the FRL, the absolute belly of the beast of ACC racing. They do multiple leagues across multiple days, so also other spicy games, but this is a Sprint Sunday where we normally race on a Taco Tuesday, but this is Sprint Sunday. You've got the great Lord Waffle himself on the comms with me before he can afford a decent stream and a connection, but he has returned.
So yeah, we've just got Mazar in the silver tier, who's just managed to get himself round for one more lap. We do have the pro drivers who are just rounding their first sort of out lap now. So we're just watching Mazar with the blue and yellow accented Ferrari coming around the approach and flanges.
I am going to interrupt you there, buddy. You've got Mr. Revel, who's currently provisionally pole in his tier, just right behind him.
I'm not sure if that is track limits by Mazar there. And we are going to capture them as they go over the line as we head through the Blanchimont section. Fast, pretty much flat out, even in these cars. Maybe a minor lift, tempering of throttle.
Oh, that's very jarring. Just flicking through the pack of the pro drivers, going to interrupt you there, buddy. You've got Mola, who's normally in a very bright half and half Mercedes AMG, but he's changed it to green this evening. Flicked onto Schwarz behind him, who's running the exact same car, the exact same colour.
Now that's going to be quite difficult for us to keep a handle on, but we're going to try. So as we do pick up Mola, who's just starting their lap. No more bailing out in a very, I reckon with a bit more light, that's quite a minty green, very fluoride-y sort of colours. Ciao, Vitesse. Vitesse? Have I said that right? Let me know.
Before the race has started, we get cancelled because you can't pronounce names properly.
Or I pronounce in a way that's offensive in a foreign language. Potentially, we don't know.
That's the part Greek of you coming out.
So, yeah. Muller, very, very committed, even on his first attempt through a Rouge and Radion. Good.
Good to see Jay Mason use some of those extended track limits that Rogers put in the Discord for track limits, so you can rinse the limits because it's wet and not get a penalty.
Absolutely. I'm doing very well. Ultimately stressed, having started the stream how we did. But thankfully, a Spa well known by both of us should be an easier commenting task than other races have been.
Speak for yourself. You've got to hold out for 2 hours.
Absolutely. So Muller, now having gone round No Name here, goes down through Pouon. Very temperate throttle through here, especially with the wagging behind of that Mercedes. Keeps it well in check. Brakes into the approach and fingers down the hill. On Retro, you wouldn't mind just turning me down just a little bit on your end, just having a bit of an echo on the stream.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you very much. So Bolo saying keeping it very, very tight around this lap. Is it just me? Has he got alternately coloured headlights on that car?
I'm not quite sure really, but we do have Eden, the first pro driver to round. Well, I think he's just starting a lap because he didn't set a time. He must have been invalid.
No, I think he's just starting as something. Muller is actually the first driver out on track from the pros.
Speaking of him, he's just coming to the bus stop chicane. Is he going to catch a bus or is he going to take a hike and walk round the final chicane?
It's not the best thing to take a bus currently in the UK.
Well, you never know. Might get too political, but Muller does set himself P1 with a 25.9. Just barely a tenth and a bit more faster than the fastest time from the silver tier.
Just picking up other drivers, got car 37.
We do have the twin of Swars, I'm probably going to butcher that as well, who set a time 8/10 slower than the fastest time. So maybe Moller's got the faster AMG, who knows, there's team orders there.
Sharp has just put himself into P13, not quite as high up as I probably imagine he would like. Car 98, Diaz, has just put himself into P19. Other cars coming around Blanchimont include Huguenot.
They just have Jay Prentice in the Hubba Bubba Mustang, set himself P14 at the minute.
And just as we watch Huguenot round final bend of the bus stop chicane, slight rise, staying off the curb on the exit, pulls himself towards the line and brings himself up to P22.
We did have Ardin in what I'm going to call the Neapolitan Porsche, sets himself P8, the exact same time as Kaufman.
Wow.
1 second, 8/10 and 25 hundredths exactly from the fastest time for both of them.
And we go on board with car number 2, who's bringing himself around the faction of Schwartz, who has just pulled himself over to the side of the track. Can only imagine track conditions are changing here, Retro. So many drivers pulling into the pits.
Yeah, it's very different. Say just in that beginning part of the session, we did have a damp track. It went to wet to damp, so it was drying up a little bit, which might give some drivers a bit of confidence to try push themselves a little bit harder. But say Kaufman this week doesn't start from the pit lane.
So we have Prentice in the white and green Lamborghini. Tests track limits on the outside of Blanchimont. Pulls himself back in. Tickles the curbing on the inside. Pulls himself over to the left to start attacking the bus stop chicane. Very good nose on this Lambo, I would know. Very green, very efficient on its turning. For pretense, Retro is very proud of himself that he beat me around Misano last week.
Oh, we just had Sween go to P2 in the all-black McLaren there with the red accents. Lovely drive from him there, just say a tenth and a bit from P1. But Kaufman did go P1 there with a 125.9. Maybe got a bit of boost there from the commentator. We do not take any bribes, but 20 quid, mate, and I'll take it.
And here comes Diaz, goes across the line, brings us up all the way up to P10. Huge improvement.
P2 Moller, 200ths of a second behind his rival Kaufman. Those drivers went at it last week at Misano, all over the track, corner and corner, back to back. Kaufman was pushing Moller around, but as it stands, Kaufman has the lead.
I've just picked up Eden, just thrown himself into the bus stop chicane. Great turning, marginally missing the higher sausage curb. Stays off the curbing on the exit for traction. Heads towards the line. And where has he brought himself up to? Oh, he's just starting a lap. My apologies. Other drivers on a lap. Car 21 will be Sween, who's only a tenth and a half off of pole at this time. Is the last of the initial pack of the pro drivers that occupy the top of the grid. McLaren, a very popular car throughout the ACC Discord here. Very, very balanced performance.
You can tell Mr. Revel I said that as well.
Oh, it's a little bit snaky there, going into Camper's corner. But he seems to get out okay. He doesn't seem to have lost too much time. Just trying to see if we can pick out that sort of tyres the drivers are using. Surely that's track limits out there. Maybe it's all the way to the curb. I'm not too sure. As he then does return to the pits.
So we've got Kaufman in the pits. We do have Moller using all of Blanchimont. I think that might have been a cheeky limit or invalidate there. Oh, Sween has gone faster to P2. 13 hundredths of a second now. Can Moller improve to take the fight to the front two? A little bit snaky on the exit. He does. Moller, absolute scenes, nearly 8/10 faster than Kaufman.
Oh, sorry, I've just been disconnected from the server again.
It's unfortunate, but say, bear with us, folks. Say, Lord Waffle has been kicked from his castle